Big Ten will be well represented in Indianapolis this weekend at the men's Final Four. Illinois makes its first Final Four appearance since 2005, taking on UConn in the early game. Then in the nightcap, Michigan facing off against Arizona in a battle of one seeds. Here's our own Rick Pizzo and Andy Katz breaking down the matchups.
Michelle, thank you. It was truly an elite weekend for the Big Ten. Andy, let's start with the Illinois win over Iowa. It was physical early. That's the way the Hawkeyes wanted it. It got into a little bit more of a game of who can score more in the second half, and you don't want to play that game against Illinois and Keaton Wagler.
Yeah, I mean, first, we got to credit Illinois' defense. And as you mentioned, I was down in Houston, and Brad Underwood told me after the game that Iowa popped them, left them bloody. It was 12-2 to start. And so really their defense ultimately won them this game in both games in Houston when they beat Houston, limiting them to 55 points. And then late, Iowa really had to struggle offensively. But to your point, Keaton Wagler offensively was the difference because they didn't need a lot of offense to win either game, but it was enough. And the plays that we saw from Wagler, the way he creates his own shot, there were a couple of highlight, spin moves to create space. There's just no one else in those games that could do that, and that was one of the major differences in why Illinois got to Indy.
Remarkably impressive the way that he's done it and doing it as a freshman. Many expected him to slow down late in the year, maybe hit that proverbial freshman wall. You could argue he's gotten better when Illinois has needed him the most, including in that win over Iowa, sending the Illini back to the Final Four. That game was in doubt for a long period of time. Michigan's Elite Eight win, I would argue, was never in doubt. That huge run late in the first half just blew this thing open, and Michigan is now continuing to do this to team after team in the NCAA tournament. Ever since losing to Purdue in that Big Ten tournament final, the Wolverines look like a different team.
Yeah, look, I was there on Sunday, and we were there together a couple weeks ago at the Big Ten tournament. And this Michigan team that I saw Sunday was the one we saw way back in November, the way they're absolutely dominating opponents because they struggled in Chicago just 2 weeks ago, with Ohio State, certainly in that first matchup, and then obviously losing to Purdue. But just take a look at the numbers of what Michigan has done here in the NCAA tournament. Outside of Alabama, which I thought would be a difficult game for them, I mean, we're talking 20-plus, and then the Tennessee game, 33, a 21-0 run against a team out of the SEC that had a really great season. Jacoby Gillespie, great offensive player for former Maryland player, Nate Ament, one of the better freshmen. And it looked like varsity versus JV for different points of that game.
Yeah, one of the largest margin of victories ever in any Elite Eight game, regardless of conference versus conference. And so that sets up a national semifinal, Final Four showdown between two teams right now that are considered by most to be the two best teams left in the bracket, Michigan and Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, look at what they've done. I mean, they are playing the best basketball to this point. I know Duke was the #1 overall seed. A lot of that had to do with the metrics. But Michigan and Arizona have been the two best teams on the floor throughout the course of the season. Now they're on the same side of the bracket. It is a blockbuster national semifinal. Both teams, we saw what Arizona did in that second half against Purdue. Obviously, the way Michigan destroyed Tennessee. I mean, this game could be in the 90s, 100s. I mean, they both can defend, but they both can go. And when they both get on a run, it's pretty entertaining basketball.
Of course, on the other side of the bracket, Keaton Wagler and the Illini have something to say about that, as will UConn. You can make the argument, and I've heard it already, UConn is lucky to be in the Final Four. Maybe that's true, but they found a way to get there. And now Illinois needs to find a way to beat a team that a couple of years in the NCAA tournament embarrassed them.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for that one, 30-0 run, in Boston. But even earlier this season, they played, and UConn defeated Illinois. And look, they're both much better than they are.
Different teams.
Yes, now than then. The thing with Illinois, though, they cannot afford to do what happened against Iowa because, as we've seen with UConn, sort of a product of Dan Hurley, when they see blood in the water, they pounce. And if it's early, they'll do it. And with Duke, where Duke was struggling to get the ball in bounds, and they were dealing with the traps and the pressure, they collapsed under that 19-point lead they had. It shrunk. If Illinois plays into that, then there's a problem. And UConn can certainly take advantage of that. Offensively, Illinois is better than UConn. Defensively, they're going to have to play the way they did this past weekend in Houston.
Also down in Indianapolis, it should be fascinating to see the fan participation and just how much of an edge that potentially gives Michigan and Illinois, which we expect to have much larger fan bases than either UConn or Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, this is a drivable Final Four. Had Purdue beaten Arizona, obviously the Boilermakers would have probably been the dominant fan base, but I fully expect, the Illini Nation and the Michigan fans to be there en masse, more so than UConn, although they travel very well, no question about it. And Arizona fans, they always have traveled traditionally well. And think about this. This is also a fan base that has been desperate to get back to a Final Four because it's been 25 years since Arizona's been in the Final Four.
We could know as early as Saturday if the Big Ten is set to snap its streak of a quarter-century drought, winning a men's basketball national championship, because by Saturday Eve, we could know that it's Illinois and Michigan playing for the national title. It all plays out on Saturday down in Indy.